wrestling fans, another exciting episode of Continental Championship Wrestling's Superstars of the Ring. My name is Craig Young, and I'll be your host this week. Stampede 2018 was everything we told you it would be. Now, last week you saw a big battle royal to crown the new Southern States champion, Toxic. Now, before we go any further with this week's episode, we want to kind of cover over some of the ramifications of that battle royal. The last 3 men in the ring were the last 3 men you'd expect with the Society of Sin, somehow able to keep it as a unit, but we kind of saw the end, and that might be the end of the Society of Sin. And if not, the last 2 men in those ring knew each other better than anybody on the roster in Continental Championship Wrestling. Former tag team champions squared off. We're going to go back to the battle royal last week to show you the crowning of our new Southern States champion and the man in this week's main event taking on Jamie McKinnon.
Toxic it looks like he took his wrist tape off, and he is choking the wife out of Kikino Palomalu. It's the quickest way to eliminate somebody is to just choke him out to unconsciousness. Kikino Palomalu tossed him at the top. He's trying to hang on, trying to skin the cat to come back into the bottom rope. Super kick to the back of Kikino's head. Toxic is biting his hands. Another super kick. Kikino is eliminated unbelievably. The last 3 men in this match are the Society of Sin. Dante Steele has led the faction, and he's trying to convince these 2 men it's his belt. He never lost the title. It was stripped from him, as well as the tag team championships from these 2 men. Marcus James and Toxic. And wow, the Society of Sin just turned on each other. Marcus, that big punch right to the face, and he's lining up on Toxic. Toxic goes low again. Marcus James has been eliminated. Toxic is he's your new Southern States champion. He is the 2018 Battle Royal winner. What a huge win for Toxic. The Society of Sin imploded here. Toxic will go on to face the champion, the Outlaw Jamie McKinnon. We'll see that on another episode. But tonight, celebrating the victory, $10,000 richer is that man in the ring, Toxic.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. As you saw, Toxic winning the big 2018 Battle Royal for Stampede, and we're going to see going further his main event match against Jamie McKinnon. But let's just stop for a second and just let's take a look at this whole event as a whole. The last 3 men in that match being the Society of Sin have been one of the most dominant factions in Continental Championship Wrestling. After Stampede, there's going to be an opening. There's somewhat of a hole now, because if you look at those 2, the last 2 men in the ring are tag team champions, or former tag team champions. There's a lot of unfinished business there now with Marcus James. I think both men really could have taken advantage of the opportunity, and it really could have gone either way. As we move forward, it's really interesting to see where those 2 careers are going to go. But as a dominant faction in Continental Championship Wrestling, I think we may have actually seen the end of the Society of Sin. Now, Toxic earned a main event shot later in the evening against the CCW champion, the Outlaw Jamie McKinnon. McKinnon, for weeks, has said he was not going to defend his championship until Stampede, and before that, decimated all comers. Toxic went into this match with a battle plan, and it is not something for the faint of heart. This match does get a little physical towards the end, but Toxic took advantage of an opportunity, and we're not going to spoil it for you. We want you to go to that match right now.
CCW Heavyweight Champion. This match is scheduled for 1 fall with a 60-minute time limit. Introducing first, your challenger and the winner of this year's Battle Royal and the new Southern States champion. He is Toxic. This is a choice. Pressure poison, live with you. He has held all the major titles in the CCW over his 25-year career. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the Double Cross Ranch in Canyon, Texas, the Outlaw, Jamie McKinnon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this match is underway. Obviously, Toxic not wasting any time in the ring. This is his opportunity for the first time. He is competing for the CCW Heavyweight Championship, and he is attacking Jamie McKinnon before the match even starts. In fact, the bell hasn't rang yet. Both men have not been in the ring together, and he just threw him across our ring announcer's table. Toxic has a lot to lose in this match, a lot to win as well. And of course, Jamie McKinnon, the Outlaw, he's been the heavyweight champion for so long now. He has defeated every single challenger. And now, Toxic, who won that Battle Royal earlier tonight in Stampede, he is the Southern States champion. He has gone on the offensive as soon as this match started. Jamie McKinnon ran to the ring like a madman, ready to get the match started, but a little caught off guard by Toxic. Wild swings from Jamie McKinnon, doing all he can to fight back against Toxic. And I don't think I've quite seen Jamie McKinnon on the losing end of a battle like this. Toxic has taken it to him. Not normal for us to see Jamie McKinnon as the underdog in a match, and I think right now you can probably safely call him the underdog as he escapes to the outside of the ring. The crowd here is a little stunned. They're not exactly sure who to pull for. It's Toxic, not exactly fan-friendly. Of course, we all know Jamie McKinnon's history. He doesn't care what anybody thinks about it, including Toxic. He finally He's got a little bit of the upper hand here as he wrenches up on that arm of Toxic. And again, Toxic taking him down. Who would have thought Jamie McKinnon would be battling or trying to battle back against Toxic in his first heavyweight championship match? We could be looking at a dual champion here, a Southern States champion and a heavyweight champion in Toxic. In a really short period of time, he has been the co-holder of the tag team championship a couple of times with former tag team partner Marcus James. But we've seen Society of Sin fall apart, and who knows what their future is. But here Toxic making a name for himself. Rookie of the Year just a couple years ago here in CCW. Like I said a couple times, he's owned the tag team championship with Marcus James, but now the Southern States champion. And hopefully, in his eyes, he'll be the new heavyweight champion as he takes down Jamie McKinnon with that running knee. Unbelievable. We have never seen Jamie McKinnon beat down quite like this. This has been a very violent match so far. And he tries another running knee, but the experienced Jamie McKinnon moves out of the way, and this might be his time to go on the attack to try to take Toxic down. He sees beating down on him. McKinnon smells blood, and he just delivers a huge elbow right to the sternum of Toxic. He may have broken that sternum. It's going to make it hard to breathe for the rest of this match. And strangely enough, we hear the crowd here clapping and cheering for Jamie McKinnon. Who would have thought? And a huge pile driver. And that might be it. That might be all it takes. 1, but very smartly, very wisely. Good ring awareness by Toxic, getting that leg up on the rope. McKinnon makes him pay for it. What an unbelievable match so far. Now, Jamie McKinnon finally with the upper hand. A swinging neck breaker. McKinnon is going to make him pay. Make him pay for that attack, that assault before the match. And there's that patented elbow. And he, not quite enough. Jamie McKinnon ought to know that he's not going to take down Toxic quite like that, especially after the way this match started. But he's going to try it again. 1, 2. And the last second, Toxic able to get that shoulder up, break that count. McKinnon exposing that knee and dropping it. Dropping that shin right down on the Toxic. And again, another pin count, but only a count of 2. As McKinnon starting to show that frustration. Arguing referee Mark Falcone. The match continues. A lot at stake here. Jamie McKinnon desperately trying to hang on to that heavyweight championship as they trade blows back and forth. McKinnon whips him into the ropes. And a double clothesline. I think McKinnon was trying to go for the lariat, but Toxic, out of desperation, delivered a clothesline of his own, and both men are down, both heads bouncing off that canvas. Unbelievable. Both guys struggling to get to their feet, but McKinnon gets there first. And they're just going to trade jabs back and forth. And that looked like another, he almost connected with that lariat, not quite getting all the emphasis on it, but they are fighting on the outside of the ring now, and Toxic's head just bounced right off that table. Referee is arguing, pleading with him to get back into the ring. And a low blow, Toxic delivering a low blow. And the count continues. These guys are outside of the ring. They might be both disqualified from this match as a result of the count out. Toxic tried to hit him with that chain, but McKinnon luckily blocked it. Both guys need to get back into the ring for this match to continue. At least Toxic does. But this is turning into an all-out brawl. And the referee had called for the bell. It's a double count out. But I don't think these guys care, as they are still going at it on the outside of the ring. We're going to need help out here. If we can get some help from the back. This match is over. McKinnon's going to retain the championship. Finally, we get some referees in place. And they're going to have a hard time separating these guys. They are still going at it. I don't think we've seen the last of Toxic and Jamie McKinnon battling each other. They are still fighting as the referees are trying their best to separate these two monsters. Finally, it looks like they finally got them separated. This match is over. Jamie McKinnon is still our heavyweight champion. He doesn't want the match to end, but the referee has already called for the bell. The double count out, double disqualification. I guarantee you we have not seen the end of this feud between Toxic and Jamie McKinnon. That was absolutely wild. But there he is, Jamie McKinnon, still the heavyweight champion. He didn't win the match, but both men lost as a result of a double count out. Jamie McKinnon still our heavyweight champion here in CCW. I'm interested to see what Toxic's going to do next to try and capture for the first time the CCW Heavyweight Championship.
You tell him! Come on! Tell him to come back here! Bring him back!
professional wrestler? Have you ever dreamed of making it to the top and wearing championship gold? Well, here is your opportunity. Email us today at customerservice@ccwrestling.biz. The CCW Training School is accepting new students now. Start your journey today on your way to greatness.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. I did not undersell that match for the chaos that just invoked around ringside in the aisleway. Jamie McKinnon got all of Toxic he could get. Toxic came down to that ring with a battle plan and took it to Jamie McKinnon, unlike any superstar has done in recent memory. That match, the way it ended, obviously we've got to see a rematch between these two. But the level of physicality and just outright hatred between these two, I'll give credit where it's due. Toxic did knock that down from Jamie McKinnon, and I've seen McKinnon knock out some of the best in Continental Championship Wrestling. At least enough to give pause that when that bell rings and McKinnon's throwing stuff in the ring, the superstars eventually kind of take a step back just to keep an eye on McKinnon. Toxic took the fight to McKinnon, and McKinnon brought the fight back to Toxic. One of the best main events we've seen in Continental Championship Wrestling. And I hope our committee looks into maybe giving them a rematch down the line, because I'd love to see those two superstars one more time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we've announced before, we're going to talk about the 2018 voting. We want to thank each and every one of you. We had over 3,000 votes come in this year for all of the categories. I'm going to announce your winners right now. Superstar of the Year, it went to the legendary Rock and Roll Chris Turner with a landslide win. Match of the Year, and the one I personally voted for, Donnie Bronson versus my occasional co-host, Frankie Morris. Really, if you go back into our playlists on YouTube, you'll find this match in the archives, and really, it's worth watching. They have had some incredible battles in Continental Championship Wrestling, and congrats to both of those gentlemen. Rookie of the Year, Jackson Castle. Narrowly beat out the other two members of the roster, but again, I think all three men's careers are doing pretty well. And finally,